So today I am heading down past Tacoma to go clamming for the first time. So I'm going to Fry Cove County Park, and I'm hoping to find a variety of different clams. So one of the things that I just wanted to address at the top of the video is like, how did I figure out where to go? Because that was something that if you don't have a connection, it's a little bit confusing to figure out. So first of all, you do need to get a permit. So I'll link the way that you can get a permit below, but it's really easy. It's $17 a year, and they'll email you a temporary permit if you're planning to go within the next couple days. So that's number one. Number two, finding a place to go was a little bit more tricky. So the Washington State, I think it's the Department of Fisheries, they do have a map that has the different beaches, and you can click on the different beaches and it will tell you A, if the beach is open, and B, what you can find there. But it's a little bit tedious because you can't really filter the results, or you can't really, it's a little bit of a difficult user experience. So I used this other website. I can't remember the name, but I will link it in the description box. But basically, it's an awesome site to help you actually find the beach that you want to go, because you can put where you're located, you can put how far you want to travel, and then you can also filter by the species that you want to find. So for me, I wanted to find native little necks or steamers. I wanted to find oysters and potentially also horse clams. So that's how I landed on Fry Cove County Park. And of course I wanted it to be reasonably close to Seattle, so I didn't have to travel too much. So that website is really good for searching for the beaches, but then I would link over to the Washington Department of Fisheries website to get more information. So they'll have like specific information about what areas of the beach are best for clamming and which species are found where, as well as information about like any private property. So yeah, I'm gonna head down there now for try to get there for low tide. So I'm out here digging, and basically the only things I brought were this kind of garden implement, which was just in my backyard from a previous tenant. And then a lot of people bring like a mesh bag, but I didn't have one, so I just brought this plastic bag that has these holes poked in it. So I'm just basically going along the beach here and digging and coming up with clams throughout the beach. So hopefully next I'll look for some oysters. Oysters, and lots of times they grow in like these big clusters like this, but it's handy if you can find just a single one like this. So basically you grab it and then you have to shuck it out here. So get an oyster shucker, then you go through the back and you kind of just, just leaning it against the ground for a little bit more leverage. But you shuck the oyster and then there's the oyster meat. So I'm just putting these all in a Ziploc bag for now, and then later on when I get home I'll, cook these into a soup or something after I clean the sand off of them. So there you go, oyster. Okay, that was a success. I didn't get everything that I wanted, but I would still call it a success. I don't know if you can see the situation behind me, but it is raining so hard. So the tide was going up, it started raining. I think, Mother Nature was telling us that we were gonna call it. I have muddy sand all over me. I am extremely happy that I brought a change of clothes. I was able to get a bunch of clams. I'll clean them off when I get home, but this is kind of, I'm not sure which kind these are. They might be I hope that they're the native little necks, but I'll let you know when I get home and I get them cleaned. And then I also got, it looks pretty nar, but I got 18 oyster meats in here. They're quite sandy. I need to figure out how to keep everything a bit more neat, but that's, I would consider that a pretty successful day. I think I got 22 clams, so well under the daily limit, but I just, like I said, I had to get out of there because the tide was going up. Okay, I made it into my clean, dry clothes. I have some cold tea left over as well. But yeah, that is a super energy intensive activity. You really have to put a lot of muscle into digging for those clams because the sand is super muddy and sticky and there's a lot of rocks in it as well. So it's not easy to do, but it was very fun and very worth it. I love things like this in the autumn. I love going foraging for mushrooms. So I'm excited that now I have my summer alternative activity. It will definitely be the first of many times that I go this summer. And this year in general, because I think you can go year round. But yeah, I would highly recommend bringing a change of clothes. And yeah, I think seeing other people out there is giving me ideas of how I can be a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater during it. So yeah, I think definitely a bucket is a good idea to bring. That basket, which had all the gaps in it, made it really easy for just everything inside to get really muddy. But yeah, super fun. Very excited to go home and cook something up. So I'm meeting with a friend tomorrow and we're gonna eat the clams then. So we're gonna do like a baguette with some like lemon and butter clam dish. And then I think tonight I might do like some sort of soup with the oysters, but I do need to figure out how to get the sand out of them. So more on that. Okay, so I made it home in one piece and I cleaned off the clams and this is what they look like. So they're looking really beautiful. And I think that I have a combination of these with the multicolors. They, I think, are manila clams, and then I think the majority of them are indeed native little necks, which is the type of clam that I was after. From just giving an initial look to all of them, it doesn't look like any of them are dead, so I'm really pleased with that. So because I'm going to consume these tomorrow, I'm just going to put them in a bowl and then cover them with a clean, wet tea towel. So I'm gonna grab that now. So I am just going to store them in the fridge like this overnight. Okay, so as for these oyster meats in here, there is a decent amount of sand in here. So what I'm gonna do is, I still want these juices because this is probably very, very tasty, and this comes from the oyster shell. So I think I'm just gonna make like an ad hoc kind of, maybe a tomato-based chowder, maybe not, I haven't really decided. I'm just gonna see how the spirit moves me. But basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dump all of this into a bowl, and then I'll give these a rinse under the sink. I just finished rinsing all of the oyster meats through the colander under the sink. So these are all looking really clean and ready to go. We just want to make sure that we have this delicious juice. So I just have like a basic coffee strainer here. Just clean this off. Yeah, so I just have a standard coffee strainer here, a Hario strainer, and then fill it with a paper strainer, and then just decant this liquid off as carefully as possible. So now that I have all of my nice filtered oyster juice, I'm just gonna stick all of the meats back in there, and then I'm going to just store this in the fridge while I figure out what I'm gonna make. Okay, so I've decided that I'm gonna make some sort of like lemony, garlicky soup with potatoes. So kind of like a little bit of a chowder vibe. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of freestyle it. Right now I have some onions frying, and then I'm cutting up some garlic, and I have some lemon zest, and then I'll put the juice of a lemon at the end to make it really yummy. But yeah, I'm not gonna film myself cooking because it's been a long day of clamming, and of course I'm watching 30 Rock while I cook, so I'm not, I'll come back to you guys and show you what it looks like when it's done. So I decided to just make kind of a mishmash of different things, but basically the soup has potatoes. I had some smoked chicken sausage, and I thought that could be really tasty because like something smoky is really good in a clam chowder. I cut up a tomato, fried some onions and garlic, and then I used a little bit of miso, and then just like a bunch of herbs, just like basil and oregano to season. So, and then I finished off with lemon zest and a whole lemon worth of lemon juice. The soup is really yummy. So now I just want to try an oyster. So here is a little piece of the oyster. So good. I love oysters. I love them raw and I love them cooked. But this is absolutely perfect. And the last thing I'll say before I go is that I only cook the oyster for like 5 minutes at the end. So make sure the potato is all the way cooked through before you add the oyster, because yeah, they just need a couple minutes to cook. But I'm gonna sit and enjoy this well-deserved meal after a long day of digging for clams. And thank you so much for coming along with me. Bye.